Hi students, welcome back to the class on Python programming. In our earlier class, we have discussed about a few basic concepts related to Python programming language. Today, we'll continue the basics of Python, and our topic for today's discussion is operators in Python. Okay, so we'll start with what is an operator in Python, and then we'll discuss about different types of operators available in Python, and each of the types of operators we'll discuss in detail. Okay. Let us start our discussion with a simple introduction to what is an operator. So operator is any symbol in any language. The definition is going to be same. Operator is simply any symbol that performs a valid operation on one or more operands. So we should understand what is an operand now. Okay, you should know the difference between operand and operator. Operator is the symbol that performs certain kind of operation on these operands. Okay, generally operands are going to be either variables or values on which we actually perform the operation. So for example, if you write something like a plus b, okay, if this is the expression you are writing, then this is called as operator. Okay, this is operator, and AB are said to be operands. These two are called as operands. Okay. So from this, you should understand one thing, that operator is a symbol which performs an operation on given operands. The operands may be variables or maybe some values also, something like this. You can write 10 minus 5. Okay, so 10 and 5 will be operands and minus is going to be an operator. Okay, and if you look at the broad classification of operators, they can be treated as either unary operators or binary operators or ternary operators based on how many operands they are working with. Okay, so at a time, if an operator deals with one operand, if an operator deals with one operand, then we call it as unary operator. Okay, so the operators that deals with one operand at a time are called as unary operators. Similarly, if any operator is dealing with two operands at a time, then we call it as binary operator. Okay, so I'm talking about the broad classification of operators. Okay, two operands. I'm sorry, if it works with two operands. Okay, two operands. So maybe you know this basic definition of what is unary operator and binary operator, and then ternary operator deals with three operands at a time. So in C language, we have only one ternary operator, that is called as a conditional operator, right? So you know this. So if any operator is operating on three operands at a time, we call it as ternary operator. So an example in C language is conditional operator. Any operator which works with two operands at a time, it is called as binary operator. And any operator which deals with a single operand at a time, it is called as unary operator. Okay, so three classifications, the broad classification. Whatever operator category that we are going to consider in Python, it definitely falls into one of these three. Okay, so we need to understand which type of operator it is, okay, when we go through each of the kind of operators in detail, right? So From this slide, what you should understand is you should understand what is an operator. You should understand what is an operand. You should understand what is unary operator, what is binary operator, and what is a ternary operator. Okay. So assuming that you got these basic things, I'll move on to the types of operators. You can look at the basic types of operators used in Python here. There are 7 categories of operators we are going to discuss as part of this operators category. The first one is arithmetic operators. Second one is relational operators. Third one is assignment operators. Fourth one is logical operators. Fifth one is bitwise operators. Sixth one is membership operators. And the seventh one is identity operators. Okay. So you need to remember these types of operators, and each of these types contains subtypes also, a group of symbols that comes under the category. Okay, so now we need to understand each of these operators in detail. Okay, we'll start with the first category, arithmetic operators. So these are the basic operators that any programming language contains. So we know that these symbols plus, minus, star, slash, percentile, these 5 symbols are already known to you. They are already discussed as part of your C language. Okay, probably these 5 symbols are going to be the basic operators in any programming language, irrespective of what it is. Okay, so addition, the plus symbol, minus, star, slash, percentile. The meaning of these operators are again going to be same in any language. Plus symbol means that it is an addition operator. Okay, and it operates on 2 values. Okay, assuming that A is 5 and B is 2, the result is going to be 7. So we assume these 2 values, A is equal to 5 and B is equal to 2 for performing these operations now. Okay, so A plus B means addition of 2 numbers. 5, we assume that A is 5 and B is 2. Therefore, the result is going to be 7. And the second symbol is subtraction operation, which is represented as a hyphen. Okay, it subtracts the second number from the first number. So since we assumed A as 5 in our example and B as 2, the result is going to be 5 minus 2, it is 3. Okay, and star represents multiplication operation. So as per our example, it is 5 into 2, it's a multiplication. The result is going to be 10. So division operation is actually 2 types in Python. One deals with the floating point division, and the other one, look at this last one, it also deals with division operation, but it is applied only with the integer divisions. Okay, so if you want to get integer result as a division result, then you need to use this symbol. If you want a float result, then use this single slash for division operation. Okay, so the division operation is represented by this symbol. So 5 by 2, okay, is 2.5. So by default, slash operation represents a floating point division. Okay, so in other languages, it is going to be integer division. If you observe it in C language, 5 by 2 will be returning 2 only, not 2.5. But in Python, it returns 2.5. Okay, single slash represents a floating point division. Please remember this difference. And a double slash, if you use a double slash for representing division, it means that it is also division operation 5 by 2, but it returns only the integer result. The quotient is always going to be 2 only. Okay, so it will not return the corresponding the floating point result. So you need to understand the difference between these two in Python, especially. It is not available in other languages. Okay, and then fifth one is modulus operator, which is also called as a reminder operator. So when you perform this modulus operation on two integers, it returns the reminders. Okay, so 5 percentile 2 is equals to 1. Why? Because if you divide 5 by 2, it also performs division operation but returns remainder instead of quotient. So 2 side goes, and the result is 4. We will get a remainder 1. So this percentile operation results in the remainder operator. Okay, remainder. It returns only remainder. Division operation returns this quotient. Okay, right. So this is about modulus operator, and there is a special operator which is available in Python only, which is called as exponent operator. Exponent operator represented with 2 stars. Okay, so this means that a 2 stars b means that a power b, it is similar to POW of a comma b in C language. So a star star b means that it is uh, for in our example, let us say a is 5 and b is 2. It means that it is 5 square. Okay, 5 square. Therefore the result is going to be 25, right? So this is exponent operator uh, represented as 2 stars. And the last one is integer division. So you need to understand the difference between these two symbols, and you should understand when to use these two symbols. If you want a floating point result, then use this symbol. If you want an integer result, then you use this symbol. Okay, so both will perform division operation only, but based on your requirement, either you use this or use this. Okay, so this is about the arithmetic operators, and we move on to the next category, assignment operators. Okay, so we know that assignment operator is used to store values into variables, right? Okay, so whenever we say z is equal to x plus y, what it happens is assignment operator works in right to left mode. So this operation is performed first, x plus y, and then it stores the result into z, assuming that x is 3 and y is 2. Okay, so let me show. X is 3 and y is 2. Then uh, z is 5. Here I am calculating z is equals to x plus 5. So the result of 3 plus 2 is stored into 5. Okay, and these symbols, only there is only one assignment operator, but these are all called as shorthand assignment operators. Okay, these are all called as shorthand assignment operators. So I'll explain what are these shorthand assignment operators, and what is the meaning of each of these operators now. Let us understand with the first one, plus is equals to. If you write something like this, z plus is equal to x, it means that z is equals to, okay, z plus x. So the meaning is z is equal to z plus x. So writing this or this are going to be same. Both will result in same answer. Okay. So the meaning is add z and x and then store the result into z again. Okay. So in our case, z is 5 and x is 3. Therefore, z plus x becomes 8, and the result is stored into z. Therefore, z becomes 8. Okay. So the meaning of shorthand assignment operators is same for every operators that we write. That means if you write minus is equal to, the meaning of this z minus is equal to x is z is equal to z minus x. Okay, so if you understand one, the remaining concepts are going to be same, right? So according to this, the result is going to be z minus x, that is 5 minus 3, it's going to be 2. Okay, similarly, if you write z star is equal to x, the meaning is going to be z is equal to z into x. Okay, z into x. So we perform z into x and store the result back into z. So what is z? 5, and x is 3. 5 into 3 is 15. So 15 is stored into z. Okay. Similarly, this one, z by is equal to y is equal to the statement z is equal to z by y. Okay. So in this way, you can apply the shorthand assignment operation on any valid operator in Python. Okay. Right. So this performs, because it is a single slash, it performs a floating point division. Then it is equal to 2.5. That means 5 by y, that is 2. 5 by 2 is going to be 2.5. The answer is 2.5. Okay. And the meaning of this statement, you can also write it here. Z is equal to z percentile x. Okay. Z percentile x. The meaning is divide z by x and take the remainder, store it into z. That is the meaning of this statement. So z is 5, x is 3. So 5 by 3, if you multiply 3 ones, if you divide 3 ones, and the remainder is going to be 2. So the result of z is going to be 2. Okay. And this is a exponent operation. So meaning that z is equal to z percentile sorry, z star star y. It means you perform this z power y and store the result into z. Z is 5, y is 2. So 5 square it performs. 5 square is copied to z. So the value of z is 25 now. Okay. And then z slash slash is equal to y, meaning that z is equal to z slash slash y. That is the meaning. So everywhere, if you apply a shorthand assignment operator, the meaning is going to be same. Okay. This performs an integer division, that is z slash slash y. 5 by 2 returns 2 only, and it is stored into z. Okay. So these are assignment operators. Let me clarify the answers with some examples that we performed here. X is equal to 3, y is equal to 2, z is equal to 5. Let me show you with the help of an example now. Okay. I'll open IDLE to show the example programs. I just want to show you how the operators that we took performs here. Right. So let's start with x is equal to 5. In our example, I think we took x is equal to 3, y is equal to 2, and z is equal to 5. So I have initialized 3 variables. Now I will use x plus is equal to, sorry, we took it as z plus is equal to, right? So z plus is equal to x. What does this mean? Z is equal to z plus x. Now, if I print it, it will display the value of z as z plus x, that is 8. Okay. So let me print the value of z now. Print of z. See, it is 8. Okay. So now the value of z is changed. You need to understand that z is 8 now. Okay. And x and y are still 3 and 2. Let me reinitialize the values. X comma y comma z is equal to 3 comma 2 comma 5 to see that the equivalent statement, that is z is equal to z plus x, also performs the same operation, right? So z is equal to z plus x. Then I will print the value of z. Okay. See, the answer is same. So either you write it as z plus is equal to x. Okay. So either you write this statement for these values, or if you write this statement z is equal to z plus x, both performs the same operation and gives the same result. So what you need to understand here is z is equal to z plus x is same as z plus is equal to x. This is shorthand notation used for writing this statement. Okay, so when you can write shorthand notation is whenever you have the same variable on LHS and RHS of an assignment operator, then you can write the shorthand assignment operation like this. Okay, right. So this is what I wanted to show. The result is always going to be same for shorthand assignment and its equivalent actual assignment operation. Okay, so this is about assignment operators. Okay, now let us move on to the next category. It is relational operators. Okay, so relational operators are also called as comparison operators in Python. So you should remember both names, either relational operators or comparison operators. In any language, the meaning is going to be same. It has two names. Either you call it as relational operators or comparison operators. Both refers to the same category of operators. Okay, so now let us see what is the meaning of these operators and how they can be used in our Python programs. Okay, so there are a total of six relational operators in Python. Even though it is given as 7, actually these two are same. So this not equals to. There are two ways to write the not equals to. Therefore, I count these two as a single operator, and 3 plus 1 plus 2. Total of 6 operators in Python. Out of these two symbols, you can use any of them in your programs. Okay, both are equally, both are equal. Okay, so generally we use this symbol in other languages also. So better to follow this. Okay, only Python uses this particular symbol for representing not equal to. Okay, leave this topic. Let us understand the operators one by one. So we'll start with the first operator, equal to. Okay, so this is called as equal to. Generally, we tend to call a single assignment operation as equal to while reading the operation, right? But actually it is not equal to. You should read it as assigns to only. Okay, this symbol must be read as assigns to in any language, not in Python. In any language, you must call this particular symbol as assigns to operator only. Okay, equal to operator contains two assignment operations here. Okay, like this. This is the actual equal to operator. But whenever we write some expression like x is equal to y, okay, see, I also read it as equal to. So that is our weakness actually. But actually, the correct way of reading this particular statement is x assigns y. Okay, x assigns to y. That should be the way of reading the statement. Okay, so equal to operator, this one equal to operator, when used with operands, it compares the values of the corresponding operands. See again, it compares the values of the operands. Every relational operator compares only values of the operands, and then if both operands contain same value, it returns true. Okay, so relational operators returns either true or false only. They always return either true or false. They cannot return any other value. Okay, only these two values are returned by your relational operators. All relational operators I am talking about. So either true or false. Only two values, possible values. It will be depending on the values of A and B here in this case. For example, if A is equal to 5 and B is equal to 5, both are having same value, then it returns true. Okay, if A is equal to 5 and B is some other value, let us say 6, then it returns false. Okay. If both the operands contain same value, then it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. Maybe all these operators are well known to you in C language also. There is no difference between relational operators, even if you consider the same set of operators from C language, it is fine. They work in similar fashion here also. Okay. And the second symbol is greater than symbol. Greater than compares the operations as A greater than B. It's a question actually. It asks a question as, is A greater than B? If A is greater than B, for example, if A is 10 and B is 5, then it's going to return true. Okay. So if the question has an answer yes, then the value returned by the relational operation is true. For example, if A is 5 and B is 6, then it returns the statement A greater than B returns false in this case. So observe again the relational operation returning either true or false based on the values of A and B. Okay. Similarly, this symbol less than asks a question, is A less than B? So for a given values of A and B, for example, if A is 5 and B is 8, then it returns true, right? And if A is less than B, it returns true. Otherwise, if A is 8, for example, and B is 5, then the question's answer is no. Is 8 less than 5? That is the question. So the answer is obviously no. No means false in any language. So this statement returns false. Okay. So true or false. What you need to understand is every relational expression. So what is a relational expression? Any expression that involves one of these relational operators is called as relational expression. So every relational expression returns a Boolean value, either true or false. Okay. Let us continue with the remaining also. The next symbol is not equal to. Okay. So this is opposite to equals to operation, that these two are complement to each other. Okay. If operands are same, this returns true. Whereas if operands are same, this returns false, which means that if A is 5, okay, if A is 5 and B is 5, then this returns false. Why so? The question is A not equal to B? No, they are equal. Therefore, it returns false. Okay. If A is 5 and B is some other value, let us say 3, then the question will be, is 5 not equal to 3? Yes, the answer is true now. Okay. So if you observe this statement with the first statement equals to, then these two are complement to each other. Okay. The next operation is not equal to the same symbol, the same operation. These two are same. Either you can represent this not equal to operation as this symbol or this symbol. Both will do the same task. Okay. Similar operator. So I'm not explaining this because it is same as this one. Okay. So you can use this symbol, only the symbol is different. So there are two ways of representing this symbol, not equals to operation. So both represent the same operation only. And then greater than or equal to. So you need to observe this or, which means that either greater than is satisfied or equal to is satisfied, then it will return a true. For example, if A is 5, okay, and B is 2, greater than is satisfied. Therefore, it returns true. Okay, it returns true. In case A is 5 and B is 5, this case also true. Why? Equality is satisfied. So either greater than or equal to. If any of them is satisfied, the result is going to be true. Otherwise, that means both of them are false. For example, if A is 3 and B is 5, then neither greater than is satisfied nor equal to is satisfied. Therefore, this will return false. Okay. If both the conditions are failed, then it returns false. Otherwise, if either greater than is satisfied or equal to is satisfied, it's going to return true only. Okay. So that is about greater than or equal to. And A less than or equal to B also performs similar to this greater than or equal to, except that the condition is reversed. For example, here also there are two conditions that can be satisfied for true. If A is less than B, true. A is equal to B, true. A is greater than B, false. Okay. For example, if A is 3, okay, and B is 5, then the result is true. If A is 3 and B is 3, the result is true. Same result. Either of these two conditions are met. If A is 3, okay, but B is 1, then it will return false. Why? A is greater than B. It is not satisfying either less than or equals to. Okay. So this is about relational operations. What you need to understand here is the crucial points that you should remember is every relational operator, when applies on operands, returns either true or false based on the values of operands. That is the first point you should understand. Okay. And the second point is the expression that involves relational operator is called as a relational expression. Okay. So this is about relational operators. Yeah. The next category of operators that we are going to discuss is logical operators. Okay. So let us see what is meant by logical operators now. Logical operators are the operators that are used to combine relational expressions to form compound relational expressions. Okay. So first thing you need to understand is the basic purpose of using these logical operators is to form the compound relational expressions. That means which contains more than one relational expression, to combine more than one relational expression. That is the first point you need to understand. Okay. So we know how a single relational expression behaves. Now it is compound relational expression. That means we are going to combine more than one relational expression into a single compound relational expression. And you should understand how that compound relational expression returns the truth values or Boolean values now. So logical operators also returns either true or false, just like your relational expressions. Why? Because logical operators are the extension of relational expressions, which combines the relational expressions like this. Okay. Now let us understand the operators, the logical operators. There are three categories of logical operators. The first one is logical AND, second one is logical OR, and third one is logical NOT. Of course, this is a unary operator, and the first two categories are binary operators. Okay, so you should understand the truth table of this AND and OR. So you know this very well. Okay, for example, if I consider two relational expressions, let us say R1 and R2. R1 is my first relational expression and R2 is my second relational expression. And if I apply AND on these two, that is R1 and R2, I will perform R1 and R2. Then how this truth table can be derived? Logical AND operation returns true only if both the relational expressions are true. That means If R1 is true and R2 is true, then R1 and R2 is going to be true. In all other cases, that is, we'll get 4 cases here. If R1 is true, but R2 is false, then the result is going to be false. And if R1 is false and R2 is true, R1 and R2 is going to be false. If both of them are false, then this will return a false. So you can see that it is returning true only if both the both the relational expressions are true. That is what it is mentioned here. If both the operands, that is, if both the relational expressions are true, then only it returns true. That is what it is mentioned here. Okay. Similarly, the OR operation, if it is applied on two relational expressions, it returns true if at least one of the relational expressions are true. Okay, so I'll write it again. So R1, R2, and this time I will use, okay, R1 or R2. This is same as in your C language also. You have logical operators there also, but the only difference is the symbol is changed. We are not using any symbol here. We will write it in words. Okay, and R. You can write them in capital letters also. It is possible. Either capital letters or small letters. You can write and R, but not the symbols. Okay. So now how it works? If both the relational expressions are true, then R1 or R2 is going to be true. This is going to be true. Okay. If at least one of the relational expression is true, then also it returns true. So true or false is true. False or true is also going to be true. Okay. And if both the expressions are false, then the result is going to be false. Right? So if you observe this table, it is returning false only when both the relational expressions are false. That is what it is mentioned here. If one of the operands is true, then it returns true. Okay. If both the operands are false, then it returns a false. So that is how it works. And the last one is not operator. This simply negates the truth value of a relational expression. That means if you have a relational expression, it applies on single relational expression R1. And if you write it as not R1, the truth value will be changed to the opposite side. That means if R1 is true, then not R1 is going to be false. Okay. If R1 is false, then not R1 is going to be true. That is how it works. It's a simple operation. If you want to negate the truth value of a particular relational expression, then use this logical not operation. Okay. And the symbol is not. Either you can write it as a capital letter not or a small letter not. It works fine. Okay. So look at this example now. 3 variables were defined here. A comma B comma C is equal to 10 comma 20 comma 30. And the first condition is A greater than B and B less than C, it is saying. So what is this A greater than B? A is 10 according to the given values. A is 10, B is 20. Okay. Now B less than C. What is B? B is 20 and C is 30. Okay. This 10 greater than 20 is false. It is false. B less than C is true. Okay. And what is the operation applied here? And. So we know that false and true is going to be false. The result is false. So logical AND returns true only if both the relational expressions returns true. Okay. If at least one of them are false, then the result is going to be false. Now look at this example now. A is 10. Okay. B is 20. So this first condition, 10 less than 20 is true. So it is returning true. And B less than C. What is B? B is 20 according to our example. Okay. And C is 30. 20 less than 30 is also true. Okay. So this also returns true. True and true returns true. So because we know that if both operands are true, then it returns a true value. Okay. And the last example is the logical OR operation. A greater than B. This is 10. And this is 20. Okay. A greater than B is false. 10 is not greater than 20. Therefore, it is going to be false. Okay. And here, B less than C. B is 20 and C is 30. So this is definitely true. 20 is less than 30 returns true. Okay. So this is true. So we know that false or true returns true. Why? Logical OR operation returns true if at least one of the operands is true. Okay. And here we have one true. Therefore, the result is going to be true for this operation. Okay. So that is how the logical operators are used in Python programs, right? Okay. So 3 logical operators we have discussed. Yeah, that's all for today. Today we started with what is an operator, and we understood the basic concepts like what are operands and what are unary operators, binary operators, and ternary operators. Then we have listed down several types of operators in Python. We have listed down 7 operators, starting with arithmetic operators, assignment operators, then relational operators, logical operators, bitwise operators, okay, and membership operators and identity operators. So among these operators, we have discussed 4 of them today. We have discussed about arithmetic operators, assignment operators, and also we have seen how shorthand assignment operators can be used in Python programs effectively with some examples. And then we have seen what are relational operators or comparison operators. Both names refer to the same set of operators. Okay. And finally, we have seen what are logical operators and where they actually used. We discussed about logical operators also with the help of some examples. Okay. So that's all for today. We'll continue with the remaining operators in our next session. Okay. So thank you all for your patient listening. See you in the next session. Thank you all.